What's up, guys? I think I'm live. Let me see. Let me get everything going. Refresh this thing. Get some Gatorade, something. Let me see. Make sure we are live. And okay. This, I swear it takes a good while. Choppy, because I think it is getting a little choppy. Let me see. Okay, Julio says I'm live. Hopefully I'm not choppy. I think it's a little bit better now. Is it running a little bit smoother? Let me know in the live chat before we start, and then I'm just frozen or something. So let me know there. And where are my notes for this? Okay. So Green Granny says I'm choppy a little bit. Hopefully it's a little bit better now. Hopefully. Okay, now it looks like it's better. All right, so guys, I am a little sick. So I came back from Chicago, cool, but I didn't really sleep a whole lot. But man, it was cool going out there. But when I came back, it's like, you know, your body, you know, if you're getting sick. And sure enough, like I had like this like crazy monster sneeze, and I was like, man, I think I'm getting sick. So sure enough, went to the doctor's today. I'm like 75%. Tomorrow I fly out to Austin, and I'll be back on Sunday. So I need to get better. I need to get back to 100% before I fly out. So a lot of good topics to talk about today. And before we talk about the reseller rally, let me know in the chat if you went to the rally. Before we get into that, we'll do some shout outs. Rochek says, what's up? Kenneth, my man, is here. We're going to be talking about Kenneth in this video. Merch Studios, Alex Soto, what's up, homie? How you been? The other Jason, looking good. Green Granny Resell, awesome. And Julio is here, who I think just also is from El Paso and just talked to me recently on Instagram. And Acosta LS, follow his Instagram. There we go. He got that out there. Rick Remix, nice. Eric, and Trenton C. Sup, dude? All right, cool. All right, so the other news. Sorry, hopefully my voice can last this entire show. But before we get into that, big news with Nike. And I sent this, I think I put this on my Facebook page. This is on June 15th that we talked about this, the last live show. And that was that Nike is going to reduce their shoe styles by 25%. And we talked about how quickly they turn around LeBron's, Kobe's, Jordan's, colorways, retros over and over and over again. That stuff's bound to catch up. We talked about that on the money video. We talked about how stores are still doing well. So in this case, they're talking about how they're bringing up this new business initiative dubbed Consumer Direct Offense, as they've seen more pressure from Adidas, not really Under Armour, but mostly from Adidas. So they want to, let me see if I can find another thing here. They had a whole press release and everything, but they want to reduce their number of footwear styles by 25%, and maybe less Ultra Air Max sneakers, who knows? But it just seems like a lot of different colorways, a lot of this stuff over and over again. So they're going to reduce styles. And then today was the bigger news with Nike, and that was Nike selling directly on Amazon. And not, this is going to change a lot of things, because with them selling directly, a lot of third-party sellers like us selling on Amazon is going to make it very, very difficult. This opens up Nike to like a whole new market with not having to deal with third-party sellers. This is also bad news for like Foot Locker and Finish Line, those places, because can you picture this though, with Amazon now going straight, Nike going straight to Amazon. Amazon can have Amazon only releases. If they do this, that's a huge market for Amazon. You know, imagine you can only get a certain colorway if you buy them from Adidas. I think that would be really, really good for them, of course, both of them. But they're really just trying to eliminate fakes. Nike's tired of seeing fakes on Amazon, so that's going to get done. And I can also see this, which a lot of the sneakerhead websites I've been on. Sorry, my voice. The websites I've been on, they've been saying, can you only imagine if a new, let's say, new retro comes out, new Kobe comes out, or new Jordan, something that's really, really hyped up, kind of limited or rare release. You can just get it 2-day shipping, Amazon Prime, instead of having to deal with Foot Locker and Finish Line and Foot Action from the mall. That makes a huge, we just talked about how retail dying. Amazon's taking a huge step with a Nike and now selling directly on Amazon. So we're going to see what happens with that exactly. But I know a lot of people have had a lot of trouble with selling Nike recently in the last month, asking for different invoices and receipts and other stuff, and it was tough. Luckily, like me and Reezy, we got grandfathered in, so it was a different thing. But I can only see it getting tougher and tougher. And if Nike is the very first one to do it, other brands might follow. And if that's the case, it's going to be a lot harder for third-party sellers on Amazon FBA. So let's see what happens with that. Let me see. Go back up, see what's going on in the chat. Makes sense if you've read the book Paradox of Choice. Very interesting. The other Jason, you're gonna have to look that up. Jam356 says, "What's up, Glenn?" And Julio, and let's see, look like we're trying to get some El Paso people together. We're pretty cool. Other Jason, didn't Nike lay off 1,500 employees? I think they did. Amazon new deal selling Nike to help decrease counterfeit. Yes, very true. So we're going to see how that impacts everything. All right, now we'll get into, actually, last thing before we go, I will be in Austin. If you follow me on Instagram at Hustler Hacks, you'll see the other places I'm going to be going to. I'm going to be going to Austin again next month, but Phoenix, actually a huge response from that Phoenix trip. A lot of people have contacted me from Phoenix. I'm super pumped. I'm actually going to work on like a giveaway for my Phoenix people first. So if you meet me up, it looks like we are going to meet Arizona Mills Mall. They do have Burlington, Ross, Marshalls, and Nike clearance store. All 4 of those in one mall. So if you guys want to meet me there, I'm going to figure out all the details, but I am working on like a pretty cool giveaway for those people first. And that will be August 5th that we're going to be meeting up. And I know it's going to be super hot, just like it's going to be super hot tomorrow in Austin. All right, now we can continue. Top 3 takeaways from the reseller rally. Before I start with the top 3, just talk to you a little bit about the people that did give a presentation. They did do a talk. Who was it? Craigslist Hunter was the first one. And that dude is all business. And if you ever watched his channel, he knows exactly what he's talking about. And he talked a little bit about coming from Poland, selling Matchbox cars, and just everyone having like a certain background in selling things, right? When you were younger, you were, I guess let me know in the chat, if you were younger, what did you sell when you were little? If you did sell something. For me, it was always like sports cards, NBA, NFL, all that stuff I was really, really into. So I like buying and trading, selling. And I think that really, really helps too, especially when you're younger. With like sports cards, I remember I would trade cards with my cousin, and I would try to like, all right, cool, like I'll take the Kobe, but I also have to get this. So you kind of learn how to like negotiate, even when you're younger, when it comes to that stuff. And he talked about that just as you grow up and you have this certain thing that you do like to sell, buy, and trade. It really helps you down the road, to make money as a reseller later on. Next was a States Place. So Nicole and Joe, they did their talk. Nicole talked about social media and people buying like their items just because of their following, which they have like 20 something thousand Instagram followers. People follow them and buy their items not knowing anything about eBay. They just buy them just because they like them and their videos and everything that they do. So that's really cool. When you build up a different following, then you can sell through eBay and not just, I don't know, just be like a regular seller trying to do it. You have a brand. So that was cool. Joe State, he was wearing his Jordan 4s, and unfortunately he tore his pants when he was talking. He decided to like sit down like on the side of the stage, and then just like it just ripped. It wasn't like a small rip, it was a huge rip too. So poor guy, he had to like took off his like vest thing that he was wearing and kind of covered up his crotch, so so no one can see that. But he did really, really good. He was talking about customer service on eBay, what to do with what to do with returns, how can you make it better for the customer. And I mean, before the pants tear, he did really, really good. I really liked what he had to say. But it looks like Cincinnati pickers here and some of the people that were there at the rally, so they can tell you a little bit more about that. Kenneth, of course, he was there. And let me see. So that was Joe State. Next was Debbie pinching pesos. You probably seen her her YouTube channel. So Debbie was really, really nervous, and she was just flat out like, I'm really nervous. And she had kind of like a little book thing with her and different points that she wanted to get to in the talk, but and probably didn't go the way that maybe she kind of wanted it to go. But you can tell as the conference went on, they did a Q&A part. She was really, really more comfortable and got used to talking and answering questions and all of that. So the talk was a little bit shorter than the other ones, and she was a little nervous. And something that I kind of think about too, which I will find out how that is, I guess, speaking in front of a lot of people next month when I go to Austin, and I'll talk about merch by Amazon for the green room in Austin. So we'll see how that goes. Ronnie Hart and Gretchen, his wife Gretchen, they talked about working as a team, taking photos and listing, how they balance that out for eBay sales, how hard work and different mistakes that they've gone through. So that one was a really good talk. And then after that, it was Chad and Kim, Golden Finger Picker. He was talking about like reading people, how to negotiate, and actually kind of killing them with kindness when you go to negotiate like a garage sale. And you can do something like, I think his example was if he saw like the person selling something at the garage sale and they had like a small dog, he'd be like, oh, that's cool. Have you seen, I have a dog very similar. Talk about, kind of personal things that people love, people like. And then you slowly get in for the kill and get that item that you want at the price that you want. So that one's a really good talk. And after that, it was lunch, and then it was just a full Q&A. And then I was just like ready to go right after that. Well, I wasn't ready to go because I really wanted to stay and like talk to everybody, but I had to leave because my flight was only like, I think it ended at 3, and then my flight was like at 5. So Kenneth and his wife took me to the airport, so I had to leave. I was there in total Chicago probably like 23 hours or something. Like it was really, really quick for me, which I really wish I could have stayed. Next year, I'll definitely stay a lot longer and hopefully meet up with a lot of people. Matthew Wynn Gooseneck says, what's up, G? Reseller Niche Podcast. Nice. In the house. And let's see. Cincinnati Picker and Jam 356 is here. Thrifty Treasures. Tanya, who I met over there at Reseller Rally. You guys saw her in the vlogs. Let me know what you thought about the vlogs, part 1 and part 2 in the live chat. Part 1 was me going pretty much to the airport, getting the flight. Kenneth picked me up. We went to the Nike outlet there in Chicago, and it was kind of random next to like a Target and stuff. But man, as far as like a sneakerhead goes, a lot of good stuff at that Nike outlet. We saw foam posits, we saw the penny pack. We saw, I didn't even show Jordan 13s on there, but they actually had Jordan 13s. They had, Jordan 3s. We saw those. We saw the Kyries. We saw the the Paul George. We saw, man, a lot of stuff there at that outlet, and that was like the first thing that we went to after I got picked up. So me and Kenneth went there. After that, then we met up with 10K in the Bay. They had like this rooftop meetup, and that's where I met Reezy for the first time. Max Bobcat says Reezy equals Skeezy Gary V question mark. Reezy is all over the place. He's a small guy, but he talks a lot, meets a lot with a lot of people, and he's a really cool guy. And after that, we went to that pizza thing, all of that. So it was cool. And part 2, I had a breakdown of just the rally. So what did I learn from it? What did I get from it? That's what we're going to do here. And you guys can see the timestamps later on if you guys want to rewatch this video. Skylar says, what's up, man? Nice. And Thrift Treasures talking to his Cincinnati picker. All right, so I'll go 3, 2, 1. 3. The first thing I took away from the resale rally was, I mean, networking, especially in person, is just a huge key to your growth. And what I mean by this is like, we talk to everybody online. It's totally different, and you can really build up a nice following online. But I think it's just totally different when you meet people in person and they really get to tell you, I guess, the things that they've learned from you or things they appreciate about your videos, how maybe they want to work with you. And that was really, really cool. I mean, the first part, meeting Kenneth, which, we've Skyped before. Like, it never felt weird. Me and him and his wife there in the car going super far, driving to the outlet, doing this. It's like nonstop talking. We just have a lot to relate about when you're talking about, selling on eBay and selling online and e-commerce and goals and things you want to do. So it just felt like natural. Like, it didn't feel weird meeting somebody that you've met online or anything like that. And like Cincinnati Picker says, it's way different meeting people in person. Like Ronnie Hart, I really wanted to meet. I said what's up to him. We talked for a good while. So that was cool. Nicole and Joe, which I've only talked to online too, and meeting them in person was awesome. Craigslist Hunter just knows his stuff. And so networking is just huge. There was a part where we, like, everybody can put their business cards on the table and all that and put that out there. Here's my business card in case you guys want to see it. So I pretty much have it. One side is pretty much me, like you are watching me on this very video. On the back, then I just have my full information, everything, Hustler Hack. So the business cards, I put out like a pretty good stack. So did Reezy. And then within like, I don't know, like minutes, I checked back, and then Reezy's like, dude, all your cards are gone. I don't know what happened. And I was like, yeah, like I put like at least like 100 something, maybe. A good thing I brought more so I can like replenish them, but are we coming back? I think it's slowly but surely. Slow motion. Okay, I think we're back. We type it in the chat to make sure no one leaves, because we are back. Let's see, did we freeze? Everybody's good? All right, I think we are back, ready to go. Okay. So, Thrifty Treasure says they were all gone. I never got one of yours. We'll be around for Green Room Meetup. Yes, I'll bring up more. Yeah, they disappeared quick, which is cool. But it was I really, really wanted to talk to more people, and because I had to leave, I didn't get to talk to a lot of people after the show, which I really, really wanted to do. So that kind of sucked. But networking is just key, and then you get more followers, more people watching your stuff, asking questions about merch, asking questions about Ross finds, things like that. So that was really cool. And one thing I wanted to just throw out there with supporting and networking and things like that. One of the reasons why I really did want to go to the reseller rally was just support other resellers and YouTubers that put on their very first conference and show. Like, it's kind of weird. Well, it's not weird, because I mean, it's obvious that you're gonna have haters no matter what, right? They're gonna hate on you if you make your own conference and you charge $60, $100, $200. When they were talking about this and bringing it up and they showed it on there, they were like well in advance, months in advance. Hey, Chicago, here's a reseller rally. I was like, you know what? I really want to go to this. I hope they do extremely well. They can eventually have another one. And then the same point, you also get the same comments that are like, these people think they're rock stars. These people are, ripping people off. These people are charging way too much. And in my case, I was like, I want to support these people. I like their channels. I like who they are. I want to support other YouTubers and resellers by showing up and networking and supporting them. So that was one of the things I really wanted to do and why I wanted to go. So number 3, networking is a huge key to your growth. And I gave just some examples of the reseller rally and me being over there. Thrifty Treasures, right? That's how I felt too. Nice. N2 Goods, caught you live. Brian, Reezy for President 2020. Let him know. Get him hyped up. He needs a full campaign, which I'll probably end up designing for him if Reezy wanted to go for president. And let's see. Easy for me, since I was local. Very true. And okay, so everybody says that I'm back. And all right, let's see. Yeah, Thrifty Treasures, I will see you in Austin for the Green Room meetup, and I'll give you the card. Max Bobcat's hilarious. And all right, so let me see. Are you done selling shoes on Amazon? I'm not done, but I have slowed down big time. But I've slowed down mostly from merch by Amazon, because once that came out, that really just slowed me down, even in Amazon in general, because I was really, really focused on getting more designs out and making that money with not having to have any inventory and find stuff. But eBay I love, so that'll never go away. But I have stepped down a lot of like the FBA stuff. Let's see. Pretty dope card. Nice. And Angel says, do you live in El Paso? Yes, I still live in El Paso, and I love the city, and I will not want to live anywhere else. That's how much I love El Paso. And I don't like when people say that it's boring or anything about it, because I love the city. All right, so number 2. Let's see. Everybody. Okay, so number 2, second takeaway from the reseller rally. Everybody has different goals, and everybody uses different platforms. And most importantly, you must do what you love. And we've talked about this on other, let's see, one of the other live shows too, about doing what you love. That's all that matters. People are going to try to, it's kind of funny though. People are going to try to tear you down with how much money they make, where they're selling, what they're doing, why they're so important, why they're so awesome, why they're better than you. And to me, I think that's hilarious. You have to set your own goals, and you have to sell on the platforms that you want to sell on, what you're happy with. Just because I do merch by Amazon doesn't mean you have to do merch by Amazon. People are dominating out there on Poshmark, selling a lot of stuff, a lot of high quality clothing. I know nothing about Poshmark, and I think that's good. I like to see what other platforms and other people are doing and how they're making money. And if Poshmark works for them, then I think that's awesome. If eBay works for you, that is awesome. Amazon FBA or merch, whatever you do that works for you, I think that's really, really good. But to compare numbers and stuff, that's kind of dumb, because there's some people that are part-time sellers, some people that are full-time sellers, some people that live in huge cities, some people are in small cities, some people that don't have any access to like a lot of thrift stores, some people that do, some people that do like reselling, reselling through wholesale. And people have asked me, hey, how come you're not getting into wholesale? I don't want to do wholesale. And I don't want to do wholesale because that just seems like a job to me. And wholesale, you're going to make a lot of money. You can, definitely, especially if you have the right connections, the right people to talk to. You can make that money. But to figure that out, and I don't know, it just seems very job-like to me, which is one of the things I didn't want to do, which was being on the job, sitting on the computer doing that thing over and over and over again. I want to be out there finding stuff, Ross, Marshalls, thrift stores, and the thrill of the hunt. That's the best thing of it, what you're going to find. So I think that's really cool. And the last part of that one, with different goals, different platforms, doing what you love, 10K on the Bay. This guy, Chris, he always thinks about things in a bunch of like numbers wise. How can he, get things I don't know, like he talks about numbers with, if I have 10,000 listings and each of them are selling for $10 each, and now I'm doing this, and what if you're selling 100 items but you're getting like $50 profit each? So he's talking about all these different numbers, and he talks a lot about stuff. He lives in San Francisco, and his goal is to get $30,000 a month in profit. That's what he wants to do. That is insane. Cost of living in California is no joke. That's why I'm here in El Paso, which I do like the cost of living being low. But in California, 30,000, that is insane. Per month is what he wants and needs. I think he said the house he was looking for was like 1.2 million, and that was a house that was, I think, like 1,600 square feet or something like that. And he he said a lot of people drive like smaller cars, Civic, Prius, things like that, and he needs to make that much money. And 20% down too for a house, 1.2 million. He has a long way to go. I think he has about 7,000 or 8,000 that he's doing right now on eBay. He really wants to build that up. 10,000 listings. It's going to be insane. And Acosta LS, yes, I'm saying like a lot. I know. What am I going to do? Not say it just because I have a lot of likes. Like on here, saying like a lot, and liking the video. You can do everything with like. You're an inspiration, doing your what? You're an inspiration. Keep doing what you're then addicted to resale. Okay. Kenneth, nice. Do you plan on uploading more often? Right now I'm doing 3 videos a week, the Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But I think I'm going to try to do, I have a plan to do something different. I'm going to add that in there. If I can do 4 or 5 videos a week, I think it'd be insane. I do have a plan though of what I want to do. Obviously what I learned from the Gary Vee thing, I'm just trying to get time and execution down. I've been working on this for a while. I think it'll be really, really cool. You inspired me. Thanks again for pointers in the email. Nice. Glenn, podcast. I know. I think some people said what to put this into a podcast. I think that would be really, really cool. Let me see up. Let's see. He is the best marketer I know. Very math heavy. Yes. So Chris, 10K in the Bay is very math heavy. Acosta like the vid, and add to on YouTube video like Rogan to do like a podcast. That would be cool, and getting some guests and stuff I can talk to, see what their situation's like. And Craigslist Hunter in the house. Nice. What's up, guys? Hi, Glenn. Craigslist Hunter, we talked about earlier, knows his stuff, and you can go follow him if you're not already. And Drew Bryan, more Ross vids for sure. That will be Friday, Ross Finds of the Week. And I wanted to throw this out there too when I'm in Austin. This isn't going to be like a vlog type of video. When I go to Austin, I'm going to try to do 2 things. Number 1, somebody told me that they wanted to see me just go into the store more like a hunt and finding things rather than just, putting things kind of in a pile and like, hey, this is what I found, blah, blah, blah. Like from start to finish, we walk into a Burlington together and we're just going to hunt throughout all the whole store and see what we find. So I really want to do that for Burlington. So hopefully I can get that done when I go to Austin. And then Ross Finds of the Week, I really want to do like a Ross Finds of the Week Austin edition. And if that works, then I think that would be cool too for Friday. ABB is in the house. Say, Glenn, thanks for responding to the email. Mr. Saddy123, Bubba/Glenn, nice. And yes, GoPro video was good. More of those. So I can probably do that. I'll probably do that for Burlington when I go to Burlington when I go to Austin. That would be cool. And then Ross Fans of the Week, we'll do an Austin edition for that. So number one, what I took away from the reseller rally, and this conversation went from not only things that I learned from the rally, but into like the car. And when me and Kenneth talked about this over and over again. And I think this is like really, really important, especially now that I'm married and I know a little bit more about this. It's extremely important as a reseller to have a partner that supports you, not only in reselling, but just following your dream, period. If you're wanting to go on YouTube, you want to make your own videos, you need someone that supports you. If you want to resell, you need someone that supports you, because it is a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of time, and you're going to have to find that work-life balance. So in this case, Ronnie and his wife, they support each other with eBay selling. I think she mentioned that she takes most of the pictures, and he does more of the listing. They go back and forth. They both like to find stuff. I think Ronnie finds more things for their family, for them as a couple. And that's really, really important. If you don't have someone, and that's just someone that they do stuff together, reselling, selling on eBay, they help each other out in that way. But there's also other ways that your partner can help you out. Wife, husband, girlfriend, boyfriend, other different ways that can support you. Next one was like with, where's my notes? With Chad and Kim. So they're like a super team. When they go to garage sales, they mentioned too that like sometimes Kim is the first one to go out. And if you see her, she has, makeup nice, hair done, all of that. So you can only imagine if someone comes in, sometimes you want to soften up, the person you want to buy from, and then Chad comes in, they end up talking a little bit more, they end up getting a really good deal. So they're a really good negotiation team, finding the better deals. And then States Place, they're a good team as far as Joe handles all the customer service. He responds to the emails, and anybody has anything, they have a problem with their item, he responds to it, he gets to it. And then, Nicole takes all the pictures and some of the listings. So they do a really good team. And then driving away and going into there. So Hustlebee, Kenneth, he's in the chat. Him and his wife are also a team. And what they do, like he ended up sending me a photo with him finding a bunch of cleats when he went to Ross on his way out from Chicago. And we found this cleat at the Nike outlet. It was selling really, really good for like $120. Nike outlet, it was a lot higher as far as the price goes. Let me show you this picture that he sends me. This is like right when I got back to 10 pairs. Can you guys see it in there? 10 pairs of these cleats. So his wife actually found these in the women's section at Ross, called them over, all hyped up. They found that's an easy $800 to $1,000 from those cleats right there that he found. So they worked together and finding things, and I thought that was really, really cool. And not only is your relationship really good that way, and you can work together, but of course you also have to find the time to where, hey, like you have to get away from the work stuff, and you have to have a awesome relationship outside of work. I know. But it's a really cool thing to have someone that supports you in that and likes what you do. And then now they have kind of a passion for it. Now, my wife is totally different from everybody else that's on here as far as like the couples working together. And here's how your partner can help you without having to, find stuff with you or take pictures or listings, anything like that. My wife, supports me by, first off, knowing how much work it is to handle YouTube channel, trying to do merch by Amazon, obviously eBay, Amazon, going out on these trips and conferences, going out of town. She recognizes that it is a lot of work to get to the point that I want to. She supports my goals, and she's not trying to, outdo me or fight with me like, well, I'm getting this better job now, I'm going to make more money than you do. Things like that happen, and you're just going to constantly clash. Like, you do not want that to happen, or you guys just going back and forth, especially with money stuff. Money, I think, is probably at least what I read recently, number one or number two reason why people uh, get in divorce and or break up. And so she supports me that way. Anybody can tell you this. Like, I could imagine anybody's husband or wife being like, oh, you want to go where? You want to go to Chicago by yourself? You want to go to this conference? Who are you hanging out with? What are you doing over there? You have those people that are going to keep nagging you and telling you things. My wife isn't like that. She was totally cool about me going over there to Chicago and anywhere else I plan to go. And she wants to see me succeed more than anybody else. And that's what I really, really, really love about her. And that's what I'm happy with, that she totally understands. Now, once a kid comes along, I do not know, and I can't predict the future on what happens then. I think that's a totally different beast once kids come into play. And so I can't relate to that now. But for sure, number one, a partner that supports your dream, I think, is extremely important. And that really, really helps. Going to the live chat, let's see. Inspired me to start selling on eBay. Love the vids. Nice. Sold the first thing a few days ago. Appreciate that. And tag team deals for Chad and Kim. Yes, 10K in the Bay is in the house. Eric, first time watching YouTube live. Your vids are great. Appreciate it, Eric. Let me go up. Let's see. Thrifty. All the shirts I got on the rally. Chris, I'll be giving a few away at the contest. Thanks to Pete. And let's see. And Kenneth is here. Follow him. Yes, at Hustlebee. And let me see. Go here. Let's see. So Hustlebee says she's my everything. My wife takes photos, finds deals, takes photos, lists, takes care of me. Man, I'm telling you, that's what you need right there. Let's see. Boss, did you leave your regular 9 to 5? So yes, but I also went to a different job. And if you did leave, what motivated you to leave? All right, cool. So I can answer that question for Mega. Green Granny Resale, wife is stinningly beautiful. Thank you. Appreciate that. So Mega, to answer your question, I worked 8 to 5 at the local university, and I was a graphic designer. They moved me up to a marketing coordinator. I did get somewhat of a raise, but I also had to work more hours, going in sometimes on Saturdays, setting up events. I still did like full catalogs for this department, design-wise, and it was really just taking its toll on me because it was a very little raise, but working for somebody is tough. And so and not only that, I owed money for my student loans. Started to resell. I made more money doing the side hustle thing on eBay more than I made in my actual job. So I knew it was time to quit. My parents have a business. They do trophies, plaques, awards. I told them, if you guys can give me a pay cut, I will quit my university job with benefits and all of that. If you guys can take me in, just to kind of get things going, and I can help them build up a brand new website, which I did, and build up their eBay. They also sell on Etsy, so I did that for them, and they gave me a pay decrease, which I was happy to take, as long as I was able to help them and they helped me. So in that case, I worked 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday with them, and they gave me Fridays off so that I could focus on Amazon and eBay. And then now it's getting kind of crazy, because now that I'm doing merch by Amazon and more YouTube videos and answering more emails and more DMs and all of that, it got a little crazy. Now I am 8 to 12 Monday through Thursday. So now I only work with my parents about 16 hours a week. So now I'm like less than part-time, and then eventually I do plan to go full-time, but I don't want to leave my family just out there in the open with nothing. If they really do need my help, which they do, I'm happy to help them. I don't want to just leave them there, and they have all these questions with e-commerce and things like that. So that is my story, Mega, to throw it out there in a nutshell very quickly. All right, making moves. eBay should let you use a video slide with voice feature on your thumbnail. Just thought, yeah, who knows what eBay might do to actually help that kind of stuff. I think they can do a lot of things, and let's see what they decide to do. But that's a really good idea. Blind 34, yeah, kids change things. I have 4. Still making time for sourcing during lunch hour, which I also did when I worked at the university. I went sourcing at lunch and after work. Listing at night when the kids are in bed, it can be done. Thank you, Blind 34. I think that's really, really awesome, especially for everybody that have kids and stuff. I think that's really good. Yeah, listing at night when the kids are in bed. I need to keep that in mind. That's pretty much where all that stuff's going to happen. So that's good. Let's see. Dirty Harry Films. Oh, Thirsty Treasures. Did not know that. Dirty Harry Films. Sorry, I can't even talk. How the hell did you complete all of these tasks? You're on fire. That's probably why I got sick, because I just had all these things and I didn't get much sleep. But I don't know. I think once you find a system in place that works for you, I think you can get a lot of things done. And finding a system in place, you have to just try something and then you go from there. So when I first tried, I mean, eBay and stuff was okay. I didn't have any problem with that. I only did 1 video a week on YouTube. Once I did that, I was like, okay, cool. Well, what can I do to make sure I can consistently do this? I mean, there might be times where I don't find anything at the thrift store. How can I continually make videos? And luckily for me, I was finding stuff that it helped me. And then I was like, how can I move up to 2 videos a week? How can I move up to 3 videos a week? And creating a system for it. So Ross Finds of the Week came out because I needed to find another way to make videos, things that I thought people would be interested in, and also something that I could add on easily to my schedule and to the system that I already had in place, so that it wouldn't stress me out and take me down. And you can do that. You can do this with pretty much everything else that you have, is just getting the proper system down. But you have to try something first and then go from there. Hustlers don't sleep. That's why they're successful. Very nice. Very true. Mega. Let's see. Glenn, have you designed military unit shirts? I haven't. But let me know if you're interested. Matt, the Win Gooseneck. I love Merch Minds podcast. I'm thinking of a Hustler Hacks podcast would be awesome. And yeah, I thought about that too. I don't know if I replayed this video into the podcast, so that would be cool. But a lot of people end up watching this video down the road, and then it would be kind of repetitive. I don't know. I have a feeling some people might want me to just do a brand new podcast with totally different topics or something, but definitely interested in that. I think that would be cool. I'm only on episode 27. Started at episode 1 of Merch Minds, but loving it. Nice. Thanks, the other Jason. Appreciate listening through all of those episodes. That's awesome. And hopefully they're helping in some point. They're not just fillers for you. Hopefully they do bring some value. Julio says same here. Warfare War 75 watching. Hit that like button. And other Jason, can't believe you are still working a job considering everything you accomplish. When do you sleep? And that was, I think we talked, yeah, that one. I just try to help, of course, my family. I think 8 to 12 is really, really easier for me just to go in and try to help them a little bit. But I've gotten used to it, so it's cool. How do I contact about military shirts? Email me, hustlerhacks1 at gmail.com. Let me put that in the chat. Let's see. Man, now I'm typing slow. All right. At gmail.com. All right, you can contact me. How do you avoid trademark violation when listing on eBay? That's kind of difficult to answer, because the only ones that I really, really know of are like Velcro. Velcro you can't put. Onesie you can't put. They do have a list. I think somebody had a list, if you want to Google search that, to see what other words are trademarked, but there's not like a lot of them, but they do come across once in a while. I'd probably just try to research on that list, and just try to like be very, very careful and stay away from those certain brands and stuff, since you don't want to get any trademark violations with eBay, which is just kind of crazy when you think about it. And Ryan Shop heard about the Amazon Nike selling direct. Yeah, we talked about that in the very first part of this video. I think they're really trying to eliminate counterfeit sellers on Amazon. They also want to make sure that their product looks amazing on Amazon and not just people taking whatever photos or getting their shoes from whatever. So Amazon and Nike are going to work on that. Let's see what happens. Superman 847. Interesting topic came up on Graphic Designer Group. Do you think graphic designers are a dying breed, especially with all the tutorial sites and stock sites? I don't think they are a dying breed, but I do think that graphic designers are well underpaid. But I think they also are underpaid because they do it to themselves. If you are awesome and you build an awesome brand and you do amazing work and you have your own website and people love it, you can charge whatever you want because you know that you're that talented and you can, charge for that amount, and you feel that you can better someone's logo and brand. I think that's totally worth it. But people that immediately go into Fiverr, after Fiverr, they take a huge cut from fees. Now they're getting less than that, like $4.50 or maybe even less, and so on. And they're doing even more work, making a lot of changes, mock-ups and different designs. You're just underselling yourself. And I think that's what really hurts, like, graphic designers, period. Not really the tutorial sites and the stock sites, because you can learn all of that stuff through videos, and you can pick it up, but no one can really teach you creativity. At least that's what I don't think. Now, I don't think anybody can teach you how to be creative, but you can learn the programs for sure. So that's my take on it. And let's see. Other Jason used to work for my father and still suffering the PTSD from it. That's from other Jason. Blind 34. When you have kids, sleep becomes a more rare commodity. Make sure to make time for you and your partner for sanity. You can still source and list plenty. Money becomes tighter too, though. Yes, definitely agree. Blind 34. We're gonna see what happens when kids come to play. Does your sales go way up around holiday season? Yes. eBay, a little bit. Amazon FBA, huge, because you're probably going to be selling, if you're selling toys, video games, things like that. Yes. Merch by Amazon, like, doubled up for December. So yes, holiday season, huge difference. Do you have merch shirts repping resellers? Specifically something I can for the reseller meetup. I'm designing shirts, and I've done some shirts for the green room that they're selling on merch. I haven't really done any for Hustler Hacks, but I am working on a really cool giveaway. So it can or cannot be shirts and maybe other items. And I'll let you know about that. Green Granny Resell. I'm a graphic design student, but like you, I want to use my skills to create opportunities for myself, like Amazon merch. So yes, Mega, do that. And I think college students that are in school right now learning graphic design, if I was an instructor, that's probably one thing I would have them do. Sign up for merch. If they don't get in, obviously it takes a little bit longer. Sign up for Redbubble, sign up for Shopify, things like that, and build up their own shirts, build up their own e-commerce store. Learn what it takes to make money in the real world with your own designs. I just get tired of the same things over and over again in college, and the things that they want to teach you about logo design and like package designs. Like, how many package designs am I doing? Not a lot. I've helped some people in private label designing that, but I'm not physically making, a box or designing on a box or none of that stuff. And that's some of the stuff that they told us. They didn't even teach us. And this was already out there too, but I asked them, how come we're not learning a lot more about building our own websites or about mobile use or apps and things like that, designing for apps? I mean, all that stuff is extremely important. And I see a lot of students still trying to learn about that, and they're not teaching them in college for some weird reason. And of course, college isn't cheap. Let me see. Kenneth says, when I have kids, I'll have more listers. Nice. Clorox bleach. Make time for sexy time too. Seriously. Yes, very important. John Weaver, top FBA items. That's tough. I mean, you can look it through the FBA, the Amazon seller app, but they are cracking down on a lot of things that you can and cannot sell, restrictions, all that comes into play. That's kind of a tough question to answer. Let's see, Ken, if they can't get in merch, they'll fail Glenn's class. That's kind of funny. And Superman, great point, Glenn. Most of the best things I learned through graphic design is through the real world applications and jobs, for sure. And I mean, you're not going to learn how to do anything unless you're out there in the real world. And college teaches you certain things cool for design. But as soon as you get into another job, like what happened to me, being a full-time graphic designer, now it's pretty much like, you know what, Glenn, this is the way we do things at our workplace. This is what we expect from you. These are your goals we would want you to accomplish. And this is how you're going to do it. So not like I had to, get a lot of the stuff that I learned in college to do that. I pretty much had to do it the way they wanted to because it was their business, their department. That's the way they run it. That's the way I got to learn it. So you're pretty much learning things all over again when you're thrown into the real world. So, and these are some of the things I do want to talk about coming into my channel. Obviously, the resale stuff always going to be there, but I think I want to also talk about other things and how I feel I can help other people. So, but that's it, guys. 50 minutes. I usually go for an hour, but like I said, I'm still kind of sick and I got to pack. I still haven't packed. I got to leave tomorrow at 10 a.m. going to Austin. I just want to get back to at least 90%. Right now I'm like 75%. It's gotten a little bit better since this video has gone along, but my voice is just super scratchy and stuff. So I think that's it. And we answered a lot of different questions today. Takeaways from the reseller rally, talked about Nike outlet, talked about Nike Amazon merging. So it was a pretty good live show. And next Wednesday, I'll have another live show, and I think I want to try to do some takeaways from my Austin trip and maybe the differences in Burlington, Ross, and some of these stores in Austin, comparing it to El Paso and what we've already seen, and maybe the differences in your area. So I think that'll be cool, filming over there and see what I find. So Warfare Award, thanks. Good night. Thanks for the great content. Blind 34, thank you, Glenn. Thanks, guys, again for watching. And appreciate everybody that's always on here on the live chat, saying what's up to me, and leaving comments, and even asking me things through email, DMs, all of that. I love it. Any way I can help you, I will. Thanks, guys, again. Go out and get it. We'll see you guys on Friday. Ross Finds of the Week.